case the roads start icing up again and so forth. Does anybody mind if I put this down? I feel like it's in the way. Just a little bit about my history. I'm currently on the Iowa Commission on Energy Efficiency. We're supposed to report to the legislature. I'm the architect on that committee. There's representatives from all the utilities. I'm the architect. There's builders, realtors, and so forth. And we're reporting to the legislature about a year from now. We'll be completing our report this summer and then getting it rolled out by next year at this time. What we're charged with doing on that Commission on Energy Efficiency is determining what the state energy efficiency standard should be for Iowa. I'm also on the Iowa Power Fund by this new title in the Energy Center. I'm on the Due Diligence Committee for the Iowa Power Fund, the State Energy Council, and then again some of those other organizations that Jason mentioned. I've taught at Iowa State part-time, and for the last 20 years, until last March, it was March 2009, so just about a year ago that I started with the Energy Center. I was a practicing architect in Des Moines, and so I'm going to be showing you some projects that I worked on as an architect as well. But I want to talk about the Energy Center first, and some of the things that we've been doing for the last 20 years as a center. And again, the mission of the Iowa Energy Center is advancing Iowa's energy efficiency and renewable energy use through research, demonstration, and education. And again, the state legislature founded the Iowa Energy Center 20 years ago this year. We're funded by an assessment placed on all the gas and electric utility revenues in the state each year. So 85 cents of every $1,000 of revenue generated from the utilities each year is collected, and it goes through the utility board to Iowa State University to administer our center. And so I'm an Iowa State employee, all of us are Iowa State employees, and we operate this research center at Iowa State. But we fund researchers throughout the state, and the legislature also stipulated that we're to fund not-for-profit organizations and the academic institutions of Iowa. And we can conduct and sponsor research in these areas of energy efficiency and renewable energy. One of the first things they developed in the early 90s, right after they were created, about 1992 I believe, they developed this energy resource station at the Des Moines Area Community College at DMAC in Ankeny. And the energy resource station, it's a building that there's training sessions that happen there. There's geothermal heat pump training sessions. There's building operator certification programs that happen there. But the building is set up uniquely as a research building in and of itself. There's 6 rooms that are about the size of a small classroom. 2 face south, 2 face east, 2 face west, 2 are internal. And they have redundant mechanical systems so that they can do research on different kinds of mechanical systems and lighting systems in that building to maximize strategies for energy efficiency and demonstrate that to the public. So that's one thing on building energy efficiency. Just about 10 years ago now, the center built the Beacon facility in Nevada, just outside of Nevada in the industrial park on the west side of town there. And it's called the Biomass Energy Conversion Facility, the Beacon facility. And currently there's pilot scale research and demonstration work going on in that facility in the areas of pyrolysis and gasification, biodiesel work. And there's work that Iowa State researchers are doing there that we sponsor and fund. And there's also startup companies that lease space from us there on a pilot scale to serve as demonstrations to the public as well. So that's been going on now for about 10 years in Nevada. And then my office actually with the administrative staff and the other engineers, we actually lease space in the building by the Gateway Hotel in Ames near the Iowa State Research Park. Another thing, this is our website, energy.iastate.edu. If you want all the information you ever care to have about energy-related issues in Iowa, you can go to that site. And one of the things they developed in the early 90s as well, or mid-90s, was wind mapping for the state of Iowa. So you can go in and look at the different wind maps by month in Iowa. And the utility companies and wind developers have utilized this data to help determine the best placements for wind turbines in the state. And There are wind and solar calculators, case studies on that site. And this is an example of one of the maps from that original study that was done. We've recently completed a Department of Energy grant project where we did tall tower monitoring. So we're updating all of these maps with our current updated research that's all GPS located and also to topography. It's in 3 dimensions and everything else. So this is almost 10-year-old data or more, and we're currently upgrading all of that to new data. There's a wind turbine calculator, so if you're interested in putting up a small wind turbine on your property, there's a wind turbine calculator that you can go to our site and select the different kinds of manufacturers and begin to assess the viability for that small wind turbine on your project. There's also Iowa's solar resource. We have solar calculators that we're continually wanting to develop more, because solar is something that's coming into play more and more in Iowa in addition to wind. And so we want to provide those kinds of resources for Iowans as well. Some other things we've been doing are sponsoring outreach and youth and energy scholarships over the last 20 years. And so some things like for Iowa State University, U of I, UNI, energy poster contest, solar decathlon. We were one of the sponsors for the solar decathlon home at Iowa State, which was an interdisciplinary team that designed an off-the-grid home, designed and built.